Okay, my friends, this was an interesting energy forecast to record. My phone multiple times was shutting down on me. Something about this energy forecast did not want me to be able to record in the ways that I normally do. And so that's why you'll notice there are lots of stops and breaks in the recording of this. And I think that this is very much a prediction of what the energy is in this coming month. So I hope that you enjoy this forecast. Typically my videos would be all in one, but I'm trusting the energy as they say to do in the channeled guidance and trusting that everything is working out the way it's supposed to. Enjoy. Welcome. Let yourself receive, let yourself land, let yourself become present. Deep breath. Welcome to the November energy forecast. If you're new here, my name is Christina. I am a spiritual life coach. I do readings in the Akashic Records. I help you learn how to access your own records. I could say all the things that I do, but essentially at the core of what I do is help you come home to your power. Help you remember who you are and why your soul chose to come here. And so if this is the first time you've landed here on my channel, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. And if you're returning, you've been here times before, then I'm so grateful that you've decided to come back and receive. What we're going to be talking about today is the energy for November. And I went into the records yesterday to tap into what the energy is going to feel like in this next coming month. And very much what came through was this very big piece around explosive energy. And what do the records mean by that? The energy this coming month is going to be catalyst energy. Catalyst energy creates change. Change is a good thing, even though the human in us doesn't always want to accept that, embrace that. And so how I'm going to talk about today's energy forecast, I'm going to lay it out in terms of kind of in general what was shown. Then I'm going to lay out some big themes, and then I'm going to end the piece with some channel guidance from the Akashic Records, which I've said the prayer, we're tapped in right now. So everything that you are receiving is from the records, not just in terms of what I received yesterday what I went in, but also just what's coming through me right now. So receive, receive, receive. And I really encourage you, as I'm hearing sirens, I really encourage you to come back to this throughout the month, to one, see how it feels as you are moving through this month, but to allow these tools to support you, because I'm also going to provide some tips, some energy tips on how to support yourself this month through this energy. You know, the energy this month is explosive energy. It's catalyst energy. And this could look one of two ways for you. It's interesting. What I picked up on was almost like a choose your own adventure this month, depending on where you're at. Doesn't mean that you can't ever shift, but the records very much showed me that this month is going to look different depending on where you're at on your journey and what you have been doing leading up to this place. Because what catalyst energy is it's explosive energy, it's fiery energy, it can create a lot of change, but it can also, in order to create that change, collapse things. And what they very much showed me was, okay, so here's the choose your own adventure piece, is that if you have been on your journey and you have been doing the work, right? So you've been exploring pieces within you, You've been looking at the triggers showing up. You've been building awareness. You've been bringing the light to the dark, so to speak, and opening up to things that aren't working. Sticky energy, right? If you've been doing that leading up to this month, then what this month is going to feel like for you is an opening up of new possibilities, an opening up of new opportunities. This energy is going to usher you into fresh, new, big stuff. That's where it will feel like catalyst, like explosive energy, almost like a train that's bringing you through. Okay. So that's great. However, if leading up to this month, you maybe have been resisting the work, you've been maybe not looking at some of the pieces, you've known that there are things there that maybe you're afraid to look at or in resistance to look at, or maybe even in denial. And that's okay as well, right? Like sometimes we go through those phases, or sometimes we live a very long time before we are in some ways forced to look at those things. I very much had a very big rock bottom like 7 years ago, and I realized I had never looked at anything and it was all piling up, and thus created a collapse in my life. So these things happen, and in fact, they have to happen. And this is where this catalyst energy comes in. Here's the other piece, is if leading up to this month, that's what it has looked like for you, what the energy this month is going to do is create a collapse. Think of like the Tower card in tarot, right? This card very much represents big change, big shifts. But what has to happen in order for that big change to come through is the collapsing. And so what you might find if leading up to this month, you haven't been looking at the things, you've been in resistance, maybe denial, is that it's going to become too hard for you to no longer not look at it. It's going to be in your face and you're going to have to look at these things. And you might even feel a collapse in your life. You might feel things really begin to fall apart, or as I like to say, fall away. Because when we do have these collapse experiences, things do need to fall away. It is because so much has built up that actually is no longer in alignment with us and for our path forward, that it becomes almost like a pot that's ready to boil and explode, and things have to begin to fall away. So those are the two different sort of choose your own adventure pieces that could come up depending on where you're at on your journey. So check in with yourself. How does that feel for you? And maybe you're somewhere in the middle where you've been starting to dip your toes in, you've been starting to look at the things, but you're still kind of in resistance. You will notice the things that you really need to look at, and there will be a collapse in some of those pieces. That Tower energy, things will need to fall away, because for so many of us, we are very much being ushered into new energy within ourselves, in our lives, and in the collective right now. And November is going to be a big catalyst month in order for us to begin to really step more into this energy. Okay, so the first theme for the November energy forecast, if we're thinking about this catalyst energy, is do not be afraid of the energy. Ground your power into it. And what do they mean by this? Sometimes we can feel like when we feel this energy in our lives, catalyst energy like this, energy that's really meant to create change, it can feel a bit more intense. But one thing that they brought up that can be really helpful for you to do if you're feeling this, or if you're going into this month being like, oh my gosh, this energy is going to be big this month, there's going to be a lot of change, and the human in you is freaking out a little bit, a really beautiful practice that you can do is reflecting on times in your life where you have felt catalyst energy. And what do they mean by this? So the times in your life where big change has occurred, right? And sometimes this can be like that Tower energy where things really collapsed. And at that time, it probably felt very scary. But in retrospect, when you look back on that piece, you can see, oh, wow, that had to happen. Oh, wow, this is where it took me. Oh, wow, this is how much I expanded from it. And so being able to reflect on the times in your life where you have experienced moments, phases, seasons of this type of energy can help you ground into deeper trust that the energy that's going to come through this month is going to provide you with the same. And while it might feel intense, while it might feel like big changes are going to show up or new pieces are going to come through, that's amazing. And also, you are a different version of yourself than you were then. You have more tools. You have deeper support. You have greater awareness. And that is the most important piece. You are a higher version of yourself now, and you have so much more tools in your kit to support yourself through this type of energy. And we're going to get on to understanding this type of energy next, but really reflecting on when this type of energy has showed up in your life can help you deepen more into trust with this type of energy. And I will say too, if you need more support with this is beautiful work that I do with clients, whether it's a reading in your Akashic Records or an intuitive guidance session with spirit to help you get more answers and feel more connected spiritually within yourself and with your team, with your records, or the one-to-one soul coaching I provide, where we tap into maybe fears that are showing up, resistance, pieces that are showing up that you know you want to dig into deeper to help you feel more expanded and in trust and empowered in your life. So those are two really great options that I would recommend. And I also offer a Soul Empowered membership. And this is community. We meet up once a week online for live meetups where you receive one-to-one support with me, channel guidance from the records. And then we also have an online community where you get daily support from me. And you get a chance to meet others, connect with your tribe, connect with others on the path to help you feel less alone. So lots of options for you to find that support if you need it. Here's the other thing that can be really helpful for you with this energy is keeping your eye on the prize. Really grounding into every day where you know you want to go in your life, what you want to feel, what you want to experience, and practicing that every day also allows you to ground into your power. It keeps your eye on the prize. It helps you remember as you're moving through hard pieces where you're going, where you want to be, how you want to feel. And that actually brings that energy closer in connection with you. The more you are embodying it, the sooner it can connect with you. Theme 2, ride the wave of energy. What do they mean by this? We are exiting out of an ebb energy. If you've ever heard the saying, ebb and flow, right? We are exiting out of an ebb energy, which might have felt more cocoonish for you. Maybe you were feeling like you wanted to hibernate more, kind of go inwards, be left alone, not be around others. And we are entering into more flow energy. And so you might notice that you want to take more action. You want to get out more. You have a burst of energy. This is great. Okay. Ride this wave. But one thing that they want to bring to your attention is paying attention to when you get a nudge to do something, when you feel ready to take action, really tapping into the energy around that piece and building awareness around whether that action is coming from an ego place or whether that energy or whether that action is coming from an intuitive place within you. How do you tell the difference? If this is an ego piece, it's going to come more from your mind. It's going to feel more frantic. It's going to feel like you need to do it right now. Like there is a rushed feeling to it. Perhaps more disconnected, more heady. There's a quicker energy to it. Like it has to happen now because that's how the ego works. If this is action from an intuitive place, you should feel it deeper within you. There's more of a quiet steadiness to it. There's a deeper certainty and it's not rushed. That's the beautiful thing about our intuition is that when we get a nudge to do something, if we don't do it, maybe out of fear, it will come back and there won't be this rushed feeling to it. And so really practicing riding the wave of energy this month, letting yourself be carried by this energy. And the more you allow yourself to be in flow with this flow energy, actually the less work you need to put in when the action is coming from an intuitive place within you. The third theme for the November energy forecast is distractions are going to show up. It's really important to pay attention to this month external distractions as well as internal distractions, because catalyst energy, it wants to create change, but noticing where internally you are resisting this change, and maybe you are getting into old habits or old patterns of resisting, of distracting, of numbing, but also noticing external distractions that want to show up, that want to keep you from the change, the growth, the expansion. And one of the places in particular that these distractions are going to show up is social media. So really paying attention to how much you're on your phone, how much you are subscribing to the things that you are seeing on your social media, having boundaries around what you are allowing in, the energy from your phone, from your social media that you are allowing into your life, into your own experience and your own energy. Really, really big. Distractions are going to be a big piece, a big theme this month. So really paying attention and building awareness around this piece. Here are some energy tips to support you this month. Number one, making sure you are grounding your energy. Catalyst energy can feel very heightened, fiery energy because it's creating so much change. So making sure you are grounding that heightened energy to help feel more inflow through it. Two, moving the energy. When you're feeling stuck, when you're feeling stagnant, when you're feeling like it's too much, moving energy through you to help you stay in flow. Three, boundaries, especially with social media. Boundaries around the energy that you are allowing in. Four, meditating. The more that you can meditate, because meditating is really practicing presence. It's becoming aware of the present moment. It's dropping from your mind to your body and your heart. And this allows you to not get swept up in the ego stuff. It allows you to build awareness of when you are in your ego. And when we are in our ego, we are disconnected. We are subscribing to frantic energy. We're allowing ourselves to become more dysregulated, more heightened, and swept away. The more meditating that you can do, the more you can build this awareness, the more you can drop in, the more you can stay in flow. It's really about the biggest piece this month is staying in flow with the energy that's showing up, not getting swept away by it, and not shutting down to it. Okay, let's tap in and see what channeled guidance wants to come through for you for the month ahead. You have two options here, two paths to walk, if you will, two journeys to take. One is a path of resistance. One is a path of denying what is showing up in your experience. One is a path of disconnect, of pushing away what is the truth, what is here and now on your journey, on your path. It is denying your power. It is denying what your soul has chosen to come here to do, to experience, to tap into. The other path is one of freedom, one of liberation, one of deep empowerment, expansion, growth. It is what your soul has chosen to come here to do. It is the path that, while it may feel hard at times, is what is going to allow you to fully step into your power in this lifetime. And so this month, when the energy feels a bit more intense, when the energy feels like it's a lot, ground into the truth that it is not happening to you, it is happening for you, and that your soul has chosen this path for you in this lifetime. And so what do you need to do to ground into deeper trust? What can you do to ground into greater support on your path as you're moving through things that are shifting and changing and evolving and growing? Trust that even if the energy feels more intense, sometimes the energy needs to get more intense for greater change to occur. And what always comes after that change, what always comes after that intensity is a settling, is a clearing, is an openness, is your ability to see things through fresh, clear eyes. I thank you so much for being here. I hope that this energy forecast can help you on your path ahead this month. I hope that it can support you as you are moving through this energy. As always, I am here to support you. So if you're needing deeper help on your journey, whether it is a reading to help you get more clarity and answers on anything that's showing up, on anything that you need guidance around, on helping you feel more deeply supported, we can book a reading, or I have my one-to-one soul coaching. This is there to help you move through anything that's showing up, help you find deeper connection and deeper trust in your body, in your experience, in your soul, on your path, as the things continue to show up. There is also the Soul Empowered membership. If you're looking to connect with others on the path, if you're looking to build deeper connection and community in your life, if you're looking for more consistent support at a more cost-friendly option, the Soul Empowered membership is a great option for you. I also provide all of my guided meditations as part of the membership to help you feel more connected and more supported on your path and day to day. Let me know if you need any help. Thanks for being here.